And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, November the 13th, 2021. It is Season 15, Episode 39. I'm Scott.
I'm RJ.
I'm Wendy.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. As I get adjusted here, for some reason, I don't feel like I am. What's that noise I hear?
I hear it.
You hear it too?
I do.
Is it clicking?
Yeah, it's a static type
Yep.
noise.
Yeah.
God, just one thing after another, right?
Yep. Part of our charm.
I wonder what it's... That microphone. Right there. Something... No, yours.
Mine. Okay.
Yeah. Don't know what, but it's something in yours. But I have no idea what it is. Welcome to the show. If you'd like to get... I'm sorry these things come up and I hear them and I'm like, well, let's see if we can find the problem. Yep, goes away when I turn off RJ's mic. No idea why that is. But anyway, welcome to the show. If you want to get in touch with us, our phone number is 334-272-9228. We already had Crawdad call in and call, or go ahead and call in earlier. In fact, it was right when we were playing music before. And those of you who listen to the show on podcasts and stuff like that, you're not going to hear that because, well, I don't include it in there. But if you listen to it live, you'll hear some music play before the top of the hour. Usually if the show before us goes short, we've got that in there just, to buffer there until the top of the hour. So he heard Battletoads. He called in. He said now he's got to go find Battletoads to play. So, yeah. If you want to email us, you can. You can email everyone at ingamechat.net. The word everyone at ingamechat. That means me. I'll get it. RJ will get it. I haven't set you up with an email.
No.
But, yeah. Wendy will get it anyway. I'll show it to her. I'll forward it to her. Whatever the case. Don't worry. We haven't gotten any emails. It's perfectly fine. Twitter over there. At In-Game Chat, Facebook, you can find us there as well, Metaverse, whatever it is. You can also go to Twitch, twitch.tv, and type in In-Game Chat. You'll find us there, or just go to our website, ingamechat.net, go all the way to the bottom. You'll find all the links. Our Discord, our YouTube channel, our Twitch channel. It's all right there for you on our website. So, welcome to the show, everybody. Thanks for being here for another weekend of video game talk. At least that's what we think we're going to talk about is video game talk. It might end up being something completely different. We never know. Could be something, what was I going to talk about? Or what was I thinking about mentioning? Well, we're going to talk about video games. We also got Black Friday deals to discuss. Sometimes those are not video game related. Sometimes they are, but whatever. That's we do have some stuff to add to that. Not much, though. Target has not released their Black Friday ad. Best Buy has not released their Black Friday ad. GameStop has not released their Black Friday ad. Walmart has not released their Black Friday ad, although there's been a little bit of a leak from Black Friday. From Walmart's Black Friday ad is what I'm saying. Anyway, we're going to go over those for you as well. Again, this time of the year, stay away from buying video games. Just, that's up to you. If you're looking for a deal, stay away from pretty much buying anything. If you don't care and you need it right now, buy it now. Yeah, go ahead.
That's usually what I do.
Well, the other thing about that is that there's a lot of places, depending on your status with that place. Like if you're, I don't know what Target has, but I know they have a,
Is the mic on?
Yeah, your mic's on.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear?
No, doesn't sound like it.
You can't hear yourself? You may need to turn up your volume on your headset there. Do you remember which one it was?
The one on the outputs.
How's that? Is that better for you? Can you hear this? You got it?
Yeah.
All right, cool. No, if whatever, like if you're a Target person or if you're, I don't know what Target has a red dot, red circle, red something. Mm-hmm. I don't know. One of those things. Best Buy has their members club. Best Buy has a new thing now called Total Tech. Did we talk about this?
No.
Yeah, I don't know when that came about. So you remember the
Gamer Rewards
the
program?
Game Reward? Yeah, man. Oh,
the one where you cleaned up, you were a member like to 2050 something, weren't you?
I was a member for a very long time.
Yeah.
All the way through 2030 something is how long I had racked up that subscription. And it was great. And of course they discontinued it, so nobody could become a member anymore. But if you were already a member, it would last through, blah, blah, blah. And then they canceled it altogether. Now they have something called Total Tech or something like that. It's a $200 a year subscription. You pay $200 and any Apple products you buy from them, you get Apple Care automatically latched onto it, which is almost worth it itself. Because I believe Apple Care, I don't know what Apple Care is or how much Apple Care is, but it's close to that.
I had it once for a MacBook Pro, and
It's pricey.
It's pricey.
It is pricey.
But you know what? I had a screen replaced.
Yeah.
I mean, and it all happened within like 4 to 5 days. I shipped it out. They fixed it, sent it back very quick.
Yeah.
So it was worth it.
So it almost pays for itself in that regard or in that sense. But the other thing that it does is you get all kinds of warranty stuff on tech stuff that you buy from Best Buy. Video games don't really fall into that. I mean, I guess maybe for your consoles, your bigger purchase video game type stuff, the consoles you buy, maybe it does. Anyway, looking it over, I just thought there's nothing there. There's nothing there for me on what they're offering. However, they have been putting some sales of like PlayStation 5s and Xbox Series X consoles behind a paywall. In other words, if you're a Total Tech member, we've opened the gates for you to try and get these things. But it's only offered to our members for this. So this doesn't necessarily apply, but if you are a member of my Best Buy whatever or a Total Tech person or any of this other stuff from, I think, Walmart Plus, the GameStop's Pro members maybe, and then the whatever Target has, if you buy a game now or something now and then Black Friday hits and it's cheaper, you can get a price adjustment.
Okay.
For a lot of that stuff. That was a lot to say just to get around to saying they'll adjust your price if you buy it now.
Right.
So just keep that in mind. We do have some good-looking deals that have sprung up here. So
I was looking up Apple Care while you were discussing that. It says pricing varies depending on the cost of the Apple Care Plus for your device. Before a $199 plan, you'll pay $10 a month. Before a $300 plan, you'll pay $15 a month. You'll eventually end up paying more for Apple Care if you pay monthly, in other words.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, but the Total Tech thing is like $200 a year. That's what you get. And then there's a lot of other stuff that comes with it as well. It still didn't look too enticing to me, but who knows? Welcome to the show. Let me do this real quick because I have already forgotten to do it. That right there is the clapboard that we have. Slate board is what it would normally be called to let us know where we are on episodes and seasons and dates and everything else that we need to know. So yeah, and it just helps me to sync up the audio. Welcome into the show. Let's get around to what we've been playing, and we'll start with Wendy. Because I know you've been playing Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
That Happy Home Paradise, man, has got her hooked.
I've been decorating.
She gets to decorate. It's fantastic. It's really. I did a few houses when I got into it. I haven't done anything else but try and work the stock market and sell my turnips for bells and stuff. But the 2 houses that I did, it's just you go to this other island and they're like, hey, these people want to decorate their home. They like sports and wood furniture or something. It's some kind of weird thing that's just that fits in with whatever Animal Crossing is doing. And then they put like 2 necessary items already in the house that you just have to move around and place. And then you can go nuts and just put in other stuff. And it doesn't cost you anything to do this. In other words, you don't have to pay for these items to be put in the home. You just pick from what they have, and usually it's catered to whatever this person likes. If they like sports, you're going to have more sports-themed stuff. Mm-hmm. If they like flowers, you're going to have more flower-themed stuff, I suppose. Whatever the case may be, it's all there for you, and you just go nuts and decorate when you're done. As long as you've got the 2 items placed, I think they're happy, and you get paid. You get paid in a different currency than what I'm doing the stock market with.
Pokey.
Yeah, it's called Pokey?
Pokey.
Interesting. And you can buy things. When you buy things in the shop for Pokey, does that go into your inventory or does that go into the inventory for you to decorate with?
No, it goes into your inventory.
Okay.
But you can take it back to...
Mm-hmm. But it's items that are only available through the Happy Home Paradise DLC, I guess. Yeah. Mm. So, and yes, she has been going nuts with that. How many houses have you decorated so far?
I'm on number 12, and now I'm doing a facility. I've moved from doing just houses. I did a school, and now I'm doing the Islands restaurant.
Okay.
And so with that comes different things. You can change like the dimensions of the room. You can shine things and put a sparkle or set them on fire, whichever you prefer. But yeah, I've been
I know, right? Set them on
fun.
fire. Mm-hmm. What she's talking about is there's different. So when you shine things, they leave a little sparkle thing, but you can change the sparkle to something else.
Okay.
And so you can put flames in, and while that stuff's not on fire, it makes it look like it is. Mm-hmm. It doesn't actually burn, and then you can do all sorts of different things. You can do the "This is fine" meme if you want to, with the dog drinking the coffee while everything's on fire. If you want to do it that way, but yeah. There's that, and she's just been. How full is that island place? Like I remember when I was doing it, I had I had a bunch of different locations I could put these people, and how.
The thing is, though, on the island, I've been trying to spread people out, so no one's on top of someone else. Mm-hmm. But you can put multiple people like in the same spot. It's not an issue.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Interesting. All right, good. Awesome. I was curious about how I was like, man, she's going to use up all the space and I'm only done 2 houses. Yeah. No. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. So you're really enjoying that. That's kind of got you back into the Animal Crossing thing, doesn't it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. We don't really care about our island as much. We just fly over to and work on that.
No, I want to move to the other
I
island.
know. She doesn't even she wants to move. Can't, that I know of, but she wants to move.
Yeah, but they already want me to work too much as it is, so I think I should stay where I'm at, in Deadwood.
That's the name of the island, by the way, is Deadwood.
Deadwood. Yeah.
Of course, yeah, Deadwood. And I'm the proprietor of Deadwood.
Swear engine.
Swear engine, yeah. Everything's Deadwood related to me.
I know.
Everything. It's my favorite show. And so I make everything Deadwood related as much as I can. Anything else? Did you play anything else?
That's it.
That's all? Yeah.
A lot of that.
Yeah, a lot of Animal Crossing for her. RJ, what have you played?
Still working on a little bit of a Code Vein. Still working on my alternate characters in that title. I haven't yet to go through all the DLC in there. I'm still working my way through it because the difficulty is ratcheted up in the DLC. Basically, I can't take hits very well. Defenses are really, really low, and I haven't found a mixture of skills and abilities in that game to max out my defense. So I'm just basically applying trial and error to stumble my way through and get to the end of it. Really, that's what I've been working on in that. And I'm playing a lot of Virtua Fighter 5 again, trying to get my fight count up, just increase my consistency really. because I've been having a lot of 2-1, 1-2 matches, really. Win one, lose one, win one, lose one, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And the thing about fighting games really is it's not just knowing everything about the character you use, but knowing the other characters in the game as well. Mm-hmm. You know, knowing what you can and can't punish. And the best way to do that is to play with those characters, which I honestly haven't been doing too much of. I've just been watching, which is a good feature in the game. You can watch other players play while
That's
you're
cool.
waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the main screen in the upper right-hand corner, you have random matches coming online. So you get to see random matches that's being played, the replay of them, really. So I've been watching those, watch those about 20, 30 minutes, watch those matches and see some characters and see what their vulnerabilities are.
Yeah.
And see if I can exploit them when I play. But I'm gonna have to go through that a little more and actually have to start using the characters and like in practice mode or training mode and see what I can and can't punish and capitalize off of. Because there was a lot of times in those losses where I was it looked like something I could capitalize on, but actually I couldn't, and I found out too late. And when you make a mistake in fighting games, you're going to pay for it.
Oh yeah,
so,
of course.
So in that respect, that was where my consistency was failing in there. So just a little more time and practice put in there. So despite how many years I've been playing Virtua Fighter, still have plenty to learn in that game, and that's what I've been doing in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, make a mistake in a racing game, you're going to pay for it as well. I'll tell you about that in just a bit. Did you play? Is there anything else? That was it?
No, that's pretty much it this week.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, to go over what I played was I did some Destiny this morning. I really haven't done a lot of Destiny. Last week, you know, I've got a few things left in my little seasonal accomplishment type stuff. Mm-hmm. There was what was it? Run the new group activity, but completed in 10 minutes or less. And so I found a group to try and go do that. Mm-hmm. There is
it wasn't a Shadowfall level difficulty, was it?
No.
Okay.
It's just the fact that if you try to do it with a pickup, it'll matchmake for you.
Right.
And so you can go in with a group of 6
mm-hmm.
and run it. But if nobody's on the same page of like, we've got to get through this in under 10 minutes, then it's likely never going to happen.
Oh, you're not doing it with random.
Well, I went to the Discord group that you can look for players, and I was like, can we find 6 people who need this done so that we're all on the same page to get that done? It's not necessarily a requirement. It's not something you have to do, mm-hmm. but I wanted to mark that off my list, and so we did that, and that was last week when I did that. I did a lot of things, like you have to go around. There was the moon, the Dreaming City, and was it Europa? No. Why am I thinking? Oh, the Tangled Shore.
Okay.
The moon, Tangled Shore, and the Dreaming City. You had to go through and do public events, do lost sectors, do bounties, do things on those locations to fill up a progress bar. Just do those, mm-hmm. you know. And so I was doing those, and then there was other things like get this many kills with auto rifles. So while I was doing those, I was using an auto rifle to kind of get through that, and so. Just knocking off these little things that I haven't completely finished. Mm-hmm. And that was last week. And so this week I'm looking at it, I was like, what do I have to do? Well, I have to play 2 matches of Gambit while I'm Arc subclass, which is okay. You know, that's just, I had already done the Void and the Stasis Solar stuff. And so I did that. And the only things that I have left are running a lot of Nightfall activities. Mm-hmm. Do a Grandmaster Nightfall. Do 3 Nightfalls that are either heroic difficulty or higher. Stun champions, like 50 champions you have to stun, which, you know, I'm well on my way getting that done. So this morning I played some Gambit, and then I was like, what am I going to do now? I even turned the game off for a while and then came back to it, and I looked at the LFG and I just threw it out there. I was like, can anybody run a Grandmaster with me? I'm a hunter. Hunters are not useful in Grandmasters for the most part.
Or they can't take damage, or
there's better options to make it easier if you run with a Titan or a Warlock.
Yep. Okay. So, but what's the main reason that a hunter is not very viable in this?
Well, because Warlocks have the well, which keeps everybody kind of shielded.
Okay.
The Titans have a exotic that when they fire off their super, it generates a massive amount of orbs.
Okay.
So they want that.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get 2 Titans, and a Warlock, got a really good team there because those two Titans will generate orbs. That Warlock will keep throwing down his well.
Healing well, yeah.
To keep people, and of course, when you throw down the well, that generates orbs also.
Yeah.
And so there's plenty of ways that loop can work so that everybody is real safe. Mm-hmm. Not so much with a Hunter. Doesn't have a lot of stuff to help him out with that as far as a team-based.
Yeah, because when you mention it that way, Titans and Warlocks support is basically their thing, supporting. And Hunters,
there's very little
other than providing a lot of offense in a hurry.
Yeah, there's very little there.
Not a lot of support that they can offer.
The best that we have to offer, and when I say we, I mean the Hunters, is the fact that we can throw a smoke bomb and make us all invisible for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So if we need to distract, or if we need to get to a different part of the map that might be tough to get to, or get to a heal, a res, to resurrect somebody, to revive them, there is that. And we have an exotic chess piece that will give us 2 smoke grenades.
Mm-hmm. So does that actually work against the AI?
It totally does.
Invisibility.
Oh yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because usually, in my experience, when something's invisible, the AI still knows where you're at. So
no. They ignore you.
Okay.
They may be shooting down. They may be shooting at the orb of the guy they already killed, while you're trying to res them. Of course, if they hit you, you take damage. Yeah. You lose your stealth as well. Your invis. But, I mean, it doesn't last very long anyway. So that's the best I've got, is to help out with invis. Now, for the most part, that's okay. With the one that's running today, which is the Proving Grounds Nightfall, that's a little tougher. We made a few attempts on this last season, and I was trying to help out with some guys from the clan. We never made it. We never made it past the room with 2 tanks that come after you. We never made it that far. In fact, we never made it to where the tanks even come out of that room. We couldn't even finish off that room before then. This morning, I found 2 randos off of the LFG, and they said, we're doing a chill run. Join us in this chat room. I joined in. I was like, you guys okay with a Hunter coming along? Because I know we're not particularly useful during most GMs, specifically during this GM. And they said, no, we'll do it. You got. They asked if I had these things. I was like, yeah, I do. So they said, yeah, bring that. You should be good. And it took us an hour, one attempt, but it took an hour to do it, and we did it. We got to the boss room, and he was on the final phase, so there were no more ads that were going to come in. It was just him and us. And we had gotten him down to like his last third of health, and 2 of us on the team died, and so there was just 1 guy left, and there were no revives left. This was 46 to 50 minutes in. At 45 minutes, regardless of how many revives you have left, at 45 minutes, the whole thing of like whatever turns on, and so if you die now, you can't be revived.
Like a sudden death. Right?
Yeah. If you die now, you can't be revived. We'll give you 45 minutes to finish this thing, but after 45 minutes, no more revives for anyone. So when the 2 of us died, it was up to this 1 dude left to do it. And he just, the way the map was built, there was a nice little back and forth. So he could be on one side of the map, and as the boss came towards him, he could go through a tunnel to be on the other side of the map, and then the boss would move over there. And the boss is a tank; it's just a sponge to take damage. And so he was just picking him off a little bit on one side, then he would run. And us being dead, we can see the outline of the last person that killed us, which is the boss.
Yeah.
So we could see through the walls as to which way the guy was going. So we could tell him, look, he's coming to your side now, go through the tunnel. Okay, he's coming to that side now, go through the tunnel. So we were giving him these directions, but it took him another 10, 12 minutes to slowly pick away at the dude. And he did. And we got it complete. It wasn't the prettiest win, but it's a win, right?
A win regardless, yes.
Exactly. When we come back, I'm going to tell you about more stuff that I've played, because I have played more stuff. And we'll go over that when we get back from this break. We've got music here from a game called Disciples Liberation. It's the main menu music. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. There we are. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music here from a game called Riftbreaker. It's the main theme. Is it the Riftbreaker, maybe? I don't know. Anyway. Welcome back to the show. On with the games that I played, and Maltaran, Drunk Degenerates, he's got different names across them all. Hang tight, because we're going to be coming to you on Discord here in just a bit. If I can remember which one. It's this one, I think. Yeah.
Oh, it is the Riftbreaker.
Yeah, it's the Riftbreaker, and I remember it was like,
Base building survival game with action RPG elements.
Huh. Might look into that, actually. There was a game I saw advertised that I think is coming out now, is coming out soon, and I actually got offered a review key for it, as long as I fill out a thing, and I was going to. Is it called Bright Memory? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, was that the one with the?
And now they have it like an updated version, Bright Memory Infinite. I think that is being released here soon.
Let's see, it was like,
which is, by the way,
Korean?
free.
Was it the Korean game or?
It is Korean, Asian, Japanese in some way. I'm not exactly sure.
I remember it was a lady in a bodysuit with a gun shooting things.
Yes.
I think it's the one I'm remembering. Yeah.
First person for the most part, and then I think some of your like finisher moves or kills or whatever can be in third person, or some kind of combat is in third.
Yeah. Okay. Bright Memory Infinite. Yeah.
Yeah. Bright Memory is what it is, and there's Bright Memory Infinite. I think is what's supposed to be released here pretty soon. Mm-hmm. I was looking at it. I was like, this is kind of neat. I think I'll ask RJ about this.
So it was released the 11th.
The Infinite was?
Yeah, it says November 11th. All reviews very positive so far.
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
Here, let's go to my email real quick, and I can tell you. Bright Memory Infinite brings swords to a gunfight today on PC. Okay, so I can get a request a review copy, I guess, for the PC version. Although the thing looks really, really good, and so I kind of wanted to get it on. Again, I mentioned that I know I'm big on PC being superior to your consoles, because you can go way beyond what they can do eventually, especially when you get in further years into a console's lifespan. But right now, my consoles are much better than my PC as far as the looks department goes. Yeah, because I still can't get a card.
Yeah, it says on Steam it says $19.99. I just say $20. The game itself, you got a couple of bundles: Ultimate Edition for $28 and the Gold Edition for $25.
Yeah, it says that the Xbox Series X and S release will be soon. Does not mention PlayStation. Is it not on? Let's see. PC version coming soon. PC. I don't see anything mentioned about the fact that it might be on PlayStation. That's interesting that it wouldn't also get a PlayStation version. This is just me skimming an email here, so I can't tell you that I know for sure that it's not. Xbox only is what Lethal Migraine says. I'm sorry, Lethal. I miss the fact that I don't have my Twitch chat right in front of me. I hate the fact that it's over here, and so I have to actually shift my attention here to see that. I wish I could get it back in front of me and figure something out. Maybe set up my phone with Twitch chat. That way I can see it next to it. Not a bad idea, actually. But anyway, so the other game that I played some Animal Crossing. I had a root canal done on Monday, and while I was recovering, I played a little bit of Orwell. Played another day of Orwell. Going further into that while I was coming off the gas and everything else that they had given me when they did that. So, yeah.
Wait. So how were you thinking properly playing the game?
I mean, it was just reading, Oh,
okay.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was just me reading. Again, that game kind of plays itself for you, in a sense. Like when something pops up in an article that might be essential to one of the people that you're snooping around on, then it'll tell you. When you hover the mouse over, it'll say, this should go to this such person. So then I go over to my list of people, click that person's name, and then drag the bit of information into their profile to fill that out. There were a few things where you had to make a decision on stuff, but that was not too difficult. Sometimes you can make that decision based on the date of the conflicting stuff. If one date is more recent than the other, then you know that this one probably should be used over the outdated information. Sometimes it's just you making a decision of like, which one do you want to go with here? Do you want to go with the fact that she's says that she's got money, or do you want to go with this one where she says she doesn't have money? Even though the date may be the same, she may be lying to somebody. I say she because right now the focus has been on a female on there. I say she because, or I say that she could be lying because she doesn't want them to know about this or something like that. So you have to make a decision on whether or not, what they're doing is the truth or not.
Well, also I meant the deductive reasoning thing like that, where you're coming off of gas or whatever. I thought you'd be playing one of them games you just turn your brain off and just play.
Well, that one was kind of one you could do that with. I mean, because again, it highlights these things for yourself. This would have been, I got gassed at like, what was it, 10 a.m.? Yeah, I came off the gas 10 a.m., 10:30, about 11 was when I was done, and I don't think I started playing this till maybe 2 in the afternoon or something. I can't remember.
He was still gassed.
Yeah. The effects?
Oh, I was very much under the effects.
And I think the game actually worked well for you because his brain was working, his body wasn't. Yeah, he was very still. So I think it was a good pick for him.
I played some more of that. I installed the House of Da Vinci 2. If you don't remember me mentioning House of Da Vinci, I don't blame you because it's been years since I've talked about it. But it was a game that I backed on Kickstarter. The first one was a game I backed on Kickstarter, and it was a puzzle game in the vein of the Room series, which is one of my favorite puzzle game series, The Room. So I had House of Da Vinci on the iPad, and then House of Da Vinci 2 was released. I was waiting. Excuse me while I check. Because now that is not the search function. Where's the search function on this thing? He says like a true person who doesn't understand technology. There's House of Da Vinci. So I guess I don't have House of Da Vinci 2. I could have sworn that I had bought that. But I am wrong, of course.
You backed it, just not...
Well, I backed the first game, and so I have that. I thought I picked up... House of Da Vinci 2's been out for a while, and I thought I picked it up, especially on a sale on there or something like that. Anyway, it was on sale for like $7 on Steam for the sequel, and so I picked that up, and I played the tiniest bit of that. What else? I finished Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Okay. That's one with Nadine
and Chloe.
Chloe, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And Sam Drake.
Okay.
Which I didn't realize until, later into the game. If that's a spoiler, I'm sorry. But it was a game that's been out since 2017.
No, you good, fine.
So I just got around to that. There were a few moments in that game that I noticed they were stretching the soup, as it were. Obviously, this was a game that was just supposed to be some sort of an expansion for Uncharted 4. Became longer than that, but not much longer. Longer than it should be for DLC, shorter than it should be for a full-priced standalone game. So you got your $40 Uncharted Lost Legacy, and in it, there were points where I could tell the developers put that in there just to make the game kind of be a little bit longer. There was a section where you had to pull this train cart it was not in a position it needed to be. So you had to pull the train cart onto a different track, switch the track, go straight with it, then climb over a wall.
Sounds like a Dead Space sequence without the stasis.
Yeah, maybe.
Thing.
So you push it up against a wall, which gives you enough height to climb over the wall. You climb over the wall, all three of you. You help somebody climb up to a place that you can't reach on your own. They get up there. There's nothing for them to push down, so you can crawl over. But they say, hey, there's something on the other side. So then you have to crawl back over the wall, push the cart back to the end of the track, switch the track, put it back to where it was, so he can push a box down, and then you can climb the box and get up to a higher position. That is stretching the soup. Mm-hmm. That is completely unnecessary. It's just horrible.
Yeah.
I didn't run into a lot of those sections. They're in there. They're in almost every single game you would ever play. But yeah, it was just.
I guess the other puzzles felt necessary in the other Uncharted games, but this was just tedious and no.
There's a couple of I'm sure I haven't played them in a while, but I'm sure there's spots in there, and I can almost say that I remember there being them. I can't specifically tell you which areas had it, but there are parts and there's parts in all games where they do this. You know, every game has its its drawn out stretch of the soup type thing, where they've got to make it. If we don't do this, it's going to be shorter, I guess. I don't really know. So I beat Lost Legacy. That was all right and fun and nice. I'm glad it's there. I would say I should have done exactly what I did with not Last of Us, what I shouldn't have done with Last of Us. Yeah. Shouldn't have taken a long break. I shouldn't have taken a long break in between. I should have just played the thing.
Yeah, it's as like we said before, if you're playing a game based on story, like a movie, you don't want to have those gaps in between. You're going to start forgetting elements to it, and it won't be anywhere near as enjoyable as it should have been.
Yeah. So I had to relearn, that's my cover, that's how I throw a grenade, that's how I do this is how I do that. I wasn't very far from the ending of the game, though, from what I could tell from where I picked up, because I was not very far at all. Mm-hmm. So I did that, and trying to think if there was anything else before I get into the big one that I've been playing, which is Forza Horizon 5. Probably don't have enough time to talk about Forza Horizon 5, but as much as I ramble. But I do want to say that and Lethal Migraine probably agrees with me on this. Every Forza game, whether it be in the motorsport category, which is like the mainline sim racer, or the Horizon category, which is their arcade-ish sim racer. They're more fun thing that's not as strict.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about your gearbox ratio or anything like that.
All that stuff, exactly.
Just get from point A to point B as quick as you can. That's all you got to worry about.
Every single one of those games, the mainline or the Horizon series, they have all been a showcase for what the system can do. Whether it's released as a launch title or whether it's released towards the end of the year type of thing, they have always been a showcase for look at what our machine can do. Horizon 5 is no different, although this early in the Series X life makes me think that we're going to see some really cool stuff later on down the line in the life of this thing. Because I've seen comparisons. I've seen videos. Digital Foundry have done things like this. People on forums have just shown screenshots next to each other, like here's this, here's this. There's a similarity in the looks department. And again, I'm only looking through a video or I'm looking through a screenshot, not actually comparing it with my own eyes. But there's polish, there is advancement, the game looks better than its predecessor. And in some ways more than other. But overall, I would have to say that it's Forza Horizon 3 came out in the later half of the Xbox One's lifespan. Xbox Series X has only been out a year, and we've got Forza Horizon 5. And yeah, there are some great improvements over the other Horizon 4 and Horizon 3 and everything else. There's great improvements over that. But some of it, I don't want to say it looks the same because it doesn't. There is a difference. But it gets me more excited about what the difference is going to be like, 3 more years into this than it does the way it looks now. And it looks gorgeous now.
Well, how much more gorgeous can these games look nowadays? I mean,
right, I know.
We're feels like we're plateauing, really. I mean, this is not going to be the type of jump like you had back in the 90s and whatnot. Like, I mean, I compare, for like a comparison to Virtua Fighter, the original Virtua Fighter, real blocky polygon characters.
I saw Virtua Fighter 5 or whatever.
Then Virtua Fighter 2, that was a significant jump.
Yeah.
From 2 to 1, and then 2 to 3 was a big jump as well. And then 3 to 4, the jump was not as big, but it was noticeable. Now, 4 to 5 was pretty much the same way. A very noticeable improvement, but not by much. So I could say, in graphic wise, in games, we may be plateauing. I mean, how much more realistic looking can they get nowadays? I mean, more polygons can you put in? I mean, I know they got millions and millions of polygons coming in the future, but looking at it in action, it's like maybe it's just me, I'm just not noticing too big of a difference. I mean, it looks nice, but graphics really ain't the big selling point for games to me.
I know. Yeah, we've had this discussion. I specifically remember Jeremy. So that's how far back it goes.
Yeah.
When he talks about not necessarily diminishing returns, but there was a point where we went from this to this, whatever that may be, where wow, that is massively significant.
Yeah.
And everything from that point forward was just a smaller increase to get where you were. A lot of people compare Red Dead and Red Dead 2. Those are two very different games. Right. If you look at Red Dead and you look at Red Dead 2, there is a significant difference in the looks of both of those games. If you look at Forza Horizon 4 and Forza Horizon 5, there is not a significant difference in the look of those games. There may be a significant difference in the handling and even Lethal Migraine says that.
Yeah.
Cars handle well. He says Forza 5 refined 4. That's a great way to put it.
Refined. Okay.
It is not a leap. It is not a generational leap, but it is a refinement. And it still looks really, really good. I never played Horizon 4, so just to let Lethal know, I never touched Horizon 4. I did touch Horizon 3. I don't think I ever played Horizon 4, but Horizon 5 is just gorgeous. Cars, so to your point about, the leaps and bounds type of things,
yeah.
I hate saying this now because I'm sure somewhere down the line it's going to be like, wow, I never thought they could look this good. But I think we've hit the top on the cars. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that cars can look better than the way they look right now. They're just pristine. And so I don't necessarily know that they can really continue to improve now. The environment that they're set in, yes, they can make that look good. We just looked at the ground and we're impressed. Like literally, I'm not kidding. We looked at the ground, not the street. Where the vegetation was, where grass and leaves and branches and twigs and all these different things were. They are nice, nicely polished. It's really, really impressive the way that's done. So. Yeah, Lethal Migraine says 4 was too busy and set in England, so the color palette was lousy. Mexico, the whole Horizon 5, colorful, just color everywhere, all over the place. Color. Even when you get into environments that are a desert setting or a jungle setting or a mountain setting where, brown, sandy, green, still just amazingly well done.
You make me think of a Sega Rally championship because there was a whole bunch of different backgrounds and elements in there. I think Monaco, Brazil, place like that. So there was desert, there was city, there was forest, all types of things like that. So it made me think of the backgrounds and things like that, the variation of backgrounds and whatnot going on there. So it sounds like that's what's going on in Forza 5.
Yeah, it very well could be. Yeah. It's really good looking. It's good looking, plays great. I do have some complaints, and we're getting close to the top of the hour here, but my complaints being that sometimes it's a racing game, so just go race, right?
Right.
But sometimes I don't know what to do. We've talked about this in your open world games.
Okay.
Whenever I remember feeling it in Arkham City, Mm-hmm. And I remember feeling it in maybe Assassin's Creed as well. There was, I don't want to say too much to do, but there was so much to do, I felt like not doing any of it. You know, there was just so many things at my disposal to go do that I was a little bit overwhelmed, and I thought, I don't know what to do next.
For a racing title.
For a racing title, yes.
Okay, compared to Burnout, because there's so many different places on a map that you can do, and going to each one is just a matter of getting there. So what type of things are we talking about here for Forza?
Well, Forza, there's not much of a story. There is an underlying story of what's going on, and it's not like it's any kind of an emotional pull or anything like that. There's just like, hey, you're coming to race the Horizon Festival that we've got set in Mexico here. Yeah. But in order to do that, you need to race to this venue, and then when you get there, all these things are ready for you to do, and you do them, and then you can unlock another venue. And so in order to unlock the venue, you have to drive to it. When you drive to it, there's this whole story behind it type of thing. Like you're racing a plane, and then you've got to get here, and when you do, you discover an area where you can lay down a radio transmitter so that your songs are coming in, and then this can be base camp so that we can start here to expand from here to open up new races and stuff like that. There's just stuff to do. You're never at a loss for anything to do. The game is fantastic in that way. There's stuff for you to do. For me, it overwhelms the senses a little bit as far as like, what do I got to do next? There were times where I was unlocking things, and they were telling me in the game, like, hey, they're ready for you to come do blah blah blah, and they're going to be waiting on you, that sort of thing. And I'd look at my map and I was like, well, where does it want me to go? I don't see where it wants me to go do this.
In this format, I'm thinking wherever you're at, whatever locale you're at, finish everything there, then go to the next, and lather, rinse, repeat. I would think that's what the standard format would be.
Yeah, for the most part, yes.
Yeah.
It is, but there are like specific things for you to do to unlock further stuff. Like we found an old jalopy thing, and I had to tow it back to the garage or something. And then we found other stuff, and I never know, am I just finding it? Do I have to do something after that? It's not always very clear about what to do. There is plenty to do. It's just
not clear about it. Okay.
It's just not ever clear about what to do next in progression. I don't think it matters. I think as long as you just pick races and just win accolades and whatever, it'll unlock more stuff for you. But there is kind of a disconnect because I always feel like I'm supposed to be doing something, and this ain't it right now. I'm supposed to be doing something right now, and I can't figure out what that's going to be.
So you can't tell the difference between the main quest and the side quest?
A lot of the times, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I would say almost everything you can see on your map is side quest material. But I could never figure out like what's the main quest. I feel like I've unlocked everything and I can't tell you where it's at because I don't. These places haven't burned into my head yet to tell you what it is. But like the first one had 4 different things to unlock, and I've unlocked all 4 of them. So now I'm moving on to the next one where I'm unlocking the 4 of those, and there's like 3 other locations for me to even unlock and do stuff with. I mean, it's going to fill the map up with stuff once I do that. So, and then there's just a ton of cars. I ran the Goliath last night, which is the biggest race that they have, the longest.
Yeah, about to say the length of the race or whatever.
And the longest race they've ever put in the game in the series.
One long lap or one long distance? Lap. One long lap, okay. So it's not like an endurance race.
Endurance for the player, because it takes about 20 minutes to complete a lap. It's a long race.
Okay.
Depending on how fast you go, depending on how well you handle the turns, depending on plenty of other factors, determines that.
Yeah.
But it's not. It is not less than 10 minutes per lap, and there is 1 lap to do, or you can set that to more if you would like to. So I ran
1 hour race.
Yeah, I ran that, and so I've got more. It's not for a lack of things to do.
Okay.
I'm good there.
Yeah.
So. But Forza Horizon 5, it is on Game Pass. It is fantastic. Lethal Migraine says 4 was too busy. What does he say? I would argue Forza Horizon 5 isn't a racing game. It's a driving game with races in it. I would agree with you on that. I caught myself the other night as I was playing feeling like the car was a character, regardless of what car I had. The car was my character, and I was discovering things all around this massive map that I could drive anywhere. And that was the whole thing. And I started doing this. Depending on how far away my next event was or my next checkpoint or whatever I had to go do or whatever I set myself to go do when I put that waypoint on the map, instead of following the road, I would just line up wherever that thing is because it shows you in the distance where it's at.
Yeah.
And I just go.
The shortest distance between 2 points.
And I didn't care.
Straight line, yep.
I was going through flower fields. I was going through the desert. It didn't matter. I was going up mountains. I didn't care.
So you took the scenic route.
Basically.
Yeah.
But that was the cool part about it. It's like if you see it, you can go to it for the most part, unless, of course, it's an ocean and you can't go anywhere.
You didn't drive off a cliff, did you?
I drove off plenty of cliffs.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Oh, and no damage to the vehicle.
I mean, yeah, there's some cosmetic. It's nothing like what you would like, or at least what I would like as far as damage. Cracked windshield, the lights are cracked and busted or whatever. There's paint, scratched off and stuff like that. But
no change to the performance of the vehicle?
No.
At all? Okay.
No.
So you could drive to the line in a jalopy and the thing's still going to perform at its best.
I don't know what would happen if I turned it on to sim mode, but I think sim mode seems to only apply to races.
Sim sounds like something for where you'd have to think about
simulation.
the equipment under there. Yeah.
So anyway, we've got to take a break. We're over here. When we come back, I'm going to take the call here. What's it, guys? Chris? Crawdad is calling. Okay, I'm going to take the call from Crawdad. We're going to talk to Josh, I believe, Malteran, who's in Discord. We're going to talk to him as well. That is all coming up. Here's music from Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba?
Demon Slayer.
We'll just call it that. We'll be right back with more in-game chat after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music here from a game called The Cycle. I think it's a game. I was looking up I was looking up music from games that was released recently, and I looked up some game and couldn't find any music. Found plenty of walkthroughs and trailers and stuff, and then off to the side it was like, music Cycle, and I was like, is that a game? So I checked it.
Yeah, it says The Cycle, a 2019 first-person shooter developed by Jaeger Development.
Jaeger, yeah. Jaeger.
A competitive quest shooter.
Yeah, this is Station Theme 1. That's what this one is. Anyway, welcome back to the show. Let's jump to the phones and talk to Crawdad real quick. Hey, Crawdad.
Yeah, that was a neat piece you just played.
Cool.
Combining Western America with the Japanese erhu violin.
Oh, okay.
That's what that is. That's a very unique sound,
That fascinates me that you know that. That's
I
fantastic.
Wonderful instrument. It's a two-string fiddle is what that is.
Okay.
With a simple box and a very long neck. Anyway, yeah, that was nice. I wanted to ask you guys are talking about the race car game.
Yeah.
Which one that was, but something that kind of fell off was the Myst series.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Reasons. Was it because it was more art and it was a still frame? You didn't have a smooth moving through the game. It was like click and go to the next picture. click and go to the next picture.
I mean, yeah, when it first, Myst 1 is like that. Riven was a little bit like that. When you got into Myst 3, that changed a little bit, but you could still play it that way. And in fact, I want to say that all of the Myst series still offer that option to you, where you can watch it in a slide, you can play it in a slideshow mode.
Okay.
Which is what that's called, where it's just, it swipes to a different picture on a screen type of thing.
Then I saw that something that came out toward the end of the thing was Uru, Ages Beyond Myst.
Right.
Kind of departed away, and I never got to play that. It was intended to be a multiplayer, but it didn't.
It was, yeah.
Didn't get anywhere, but I haven't looked at that. I suppose by now it's on the Steam channel or something.
If it's not, and I don't think Uru is. I think Uru is. If it is anywhere, I believe it's over at Good Old Games.
Okay. Yeah, that's something I might want to take a look at, because the art, the puzzles were great, real brain twisters, and the artwork was fantastic too.
Oh no, that's a series of games that I fell in love with, the Myst series, and honestly, I fell in love with the developers as well, who worked on that. They were sort of a situation where if they're doing it, I'm there for whatever it is that they're working on. I'm there day one, and we've had the creator on the show a few times actually. Rand Miller is his name. Him and his brother Robin. Yep.
Robin and Rand.
Yep, they all worked on that game, and
it was a jewel.
Oh yeah, it was. I was able to visit their studios years and years and years ago when I was in Seattle, because Seattle's on one side of the state of Washington, and Spokane is on the other side of the state of Washington. So I basically had to drive across the state of Washington, which, by the way, very flat. I didn't realize this, but the state of Washington, the middle part, very flat. Mm-hmm. Seattle, not so much. You got big Mount Rainier over there, but it was
a logging town, wasn't it? A lot of downhills to roll the logs down.
Oh, well, and they got the Cascade Mountains that you drive out of. But once you're out of the mountain area of Seattle, once you're out of Cascades, it is flat land and windmills and these really tall trees built next to houses, I guess, that cuts the wind that comes through there. That's all I ever noticed as we hit the flat land was these spire trees, very tall, but very not full. Just straight up. And apparently that cuts the wind that comes through on the that flat area is the best I could tell you. I don't really know. But
what do you tell me about something else they were working on called Abduction? Abduction,
yes. That was something that's my entire reason for visiting them, was that I backed Abduction. We had them on the show to talk about Abduction. And I asked them one time, I said, I'm going to be at PAX. Can I come see the studio? And they were like, you are more, they were open arms. And I said, oh, great. So it was a fantastic event to go see that. But yeah, Abduction was something they worked on. It is very much in the same sense of Myst, not in the same universe or anything like that. There is no connection to that other thing, but it still has that. If you ever play it, you're going to get the same feeling that you got when you were playing Myst.
And the art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. The art, the characters that you run into. It's just like it was the old way, where they filmed the actors doing it, and then they placed the actors' film inside whatever it was you were looking at that would have that sort of motion and everything.
I'm going to have to take a look at.
You really should. By this point, it should be down pretty cheap, and you should be able to play it no problem. It's got some really tough puzzles, but yeah, it was good. And they're working on something else now. I think Firmament is their next title that they are working on, I want to say, or helping to work on. I want to say it's Firmament is the next thing. So yeah, they're very busy bees over there at Cyan Studios, is who you're thinking of.
Yes. Thank you for that. That's very helpful.
Man, I could talk forever about Myst and the whole Cyan stuff. I love those games. But yeah, thanks for calling, Crawdad.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Who are we going on to? Is that
Chris?
Is that Chris? Hey, Chris. You there, Chris?
Oh, hey.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I've been working on hanging some pictures and things and stuff, and got caught up with that and all. But I've been playing the new Devil Summoner game that's on the Switch. You know, the one that RJ can help pronounce for us. You know, number 5 in the series.
Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about that game. The only reason that I know more, well, I don't know anything about that game. I just know how in demand that game is because I'm following people. But first off, I follow that guy on Twitter, Wario64, who lets me know not only when things are discounted, but also when things aren't even discounted, but are just in stock because they're so hard to get.
Yeah.
That game is very hard to get, apparently, or at least the special edition version.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. But, yeah, like the regular one is a steelbook for right now, and that's the only one they have at the initial launch from what I understood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, of course, people are using that. There's the whole Target, well, I think it got extended, actually. Target has a buy two, get one free deal going on now. But
so that's why that was at GameStop.
Mm-hmm. GameStop is doing it as well.
Yeah.
The thing about Target is, though, when you do it through Target, if you buy 3 games that are the same price, you basically get 33% off. Mm-hmm. What you can do with that, once you buy them, you can cancel the other 2 and still get the one game you want with that discount. With that 33% off, which is a way a lot of people are working that. Target knows that people do it. Target has no problem with you doing it that way. So feel free to do that if you want to.
Have at it.
So far, though, I've looked at the list of the games that they have available. There's nothing there that I want. And I am not sure that kind of a discount won't hold through Black Friday. In other words, might be cheaper if you just wait.
Yeah.
So, and we've got some idea of what those prices are going to be, not necessarily for that particular game, Chris, but for some other games, and we'll be going over that here shortly.
Yeah.
So, have you played it? Is that all you play? Is anything else?
That's what I've been playing right now. Yeah. It's got my it's sunk its teeth into me. I've had looked at some good reviews and everything, and people were talking about it before it came out and released a couple of days ago, and I said, I'll just give it, see if I can reserve a copy of it, and they happen to have one where I could reserve it at GameStop, so I decided, I'll just go ahead and pick it up, and I've been enjoying it. I hadn't played any, like maybe some of the other one that was on the 3DS, but, I like this one, that style, more than the Pokemon style of collecting than this one is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen a lot of hype for that game, and it makes me wish I was interested in it because I keep seeing it pop up and I'm like, oh, there's an opportunity. No, just not my thing. Not my thing at all, man.
Yeah. And it's very grindy too. And I've been having to grind forever and ever and ever, gain levels and, work with your demons and stuff. If it doesn't appeal to you, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, that whole, even Thar66 says it's in the Persona universe, but it's way darker. I don't know the first thing about Persona. I know about it, but I don't know anything beyond a title and the sequels and everything else. I didn't even know that this game had a connection to that, but even more so, it's like, well, yeah, that just proves I have no interest in this at all.
Me neither. I have no clue. I just looked the way the gameplay looked. It looked interesting, and I just grabbed it. Just heck, just to give it a try.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're enjoying it, man, and we appreciate you coming in, calling in, and letting us know what's going on this week for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, y'all have a good afternoon then.
All right.
Hey, take care now.
Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You ever done that before? Buy a game that's like very late in the series. It was your first taste of it?
That's a good question. Probably.
I think for me, it's still Resident Evil. The first Resident Evil game I ever bought was Code Veronica. And I just started backtracking from there.
I did play, I played Resident Evil, the first one.
Yeah.
I never touched the second, the third, the fourth. I played the fifth with James in co-op. Mm-hmm. That was the only time I enjoyed the game. So, if that says anything, I'm trying to think. I know that there has to be something that I picked up, and I thought, this is nice. I mean, there's Forza Horizon if you want to go for that. I mean, Horizon 5 is probably going to be most amount of time that I put in the Forza series at all.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. When a series of games
an established series, it's been popular for a long time, but you jump on the bandwagon very late in it. So
yeah, and I don't know that I would count the Forza series. That's almost like a sports title where it's just like we're improving on what's before it.
The same. It's the sports title. It's the same game, just different.
Yeah, it would more be like coming into, just to throw in what we were talking about. It'd be more into coming into Uncharted 3 or 4, but never playing the original 2 or 1, and
Tomb Raider, something like that.
Yeah. I get what you're saying on that. There's got to be. I feel like there is, and I'm not thinking of it at the moment.
Yeah,
but I feel like I do have something like that where this clicks for me, even though it's like the third iteration of the series. Right? Or something.
Yeah. Well, it's late in the party, but late to the party, but welcome to it.
Let's go to, and I don't even know if he's there. He's been in that room forever. Josh, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Look at that. See, he was waiting. This is the best. See, so this, kudos to you, sir, because you've been in that room since we started. So an hour and 30 minutes, you've been hanging out there, and at the right time when I say, are you there, he pops in. Mm-hmm. Normally, maybe his mic was turned off, or maybe he was doing something else because he had been waiting forever for me to get to him. There he is. So thank you, by the way.
You're welcome.
What's going on, man?
Not much. I've been playing more Inscription.
Oh, that's right. Inscription. I want to play that.
It's very good and very weird.
I know. Well, it's from a guy who makes very weird games, from what I understand.
Yep, exactly.
What is his pedigree again? What does he do? What does he do?
He made Pony Island.
That's right, Pony Island.
And another game that I don't remember and I didn't play myself, something with Hex or something like that, I think.
Yeah, I was making sure he wasn't the Frog Fractions guy.
No, I think that's somebody else.
It is somebody else, but I remember the Pony Island.
Yeah.
Pony Island started I love
Inscription, the Hex, and Pony Island. Okay, Daniel Mullins games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pony Island starts innocent enough and simple enough, and sort of throws hints at you as to like something is not what it seems here as you progress. Mm-hmm. Inscription, I want to say, probably does the same thing, but I haven't played it. Although,
what I like about his games is they play a little bit with the medium that they are video games, and he does stuff with that.
Yeah, it reminds me of a. I don't want to say because to explain the connection would take longer, but it reminds me of the way Craig Ferguson would do his talk show on late night, which was not to follow or to have fun with the format, to play with the format, to realize that this isn't serious. It's it's just a thing, and so we should put some different levels on it as to what we do, or we should just break through with the norms. Why follow this? There's other people doing it fine. Let's do something different. Same way with this. He knows it's a game. He takes the aspect of whatever genre of game that he's made, Pony Island being what, side-scroller?
Yeah, it starts as a side-scroller, and then it gets weird.
It does. It gets weird. And then Inscription the same way. It's like a turn-based card game type of thing, but it gets weird, and it does things differently the way it does with the card. I don't know. I have loved what I've seen of it so far, but I haven't played it.
Yeah, my advice, if you plan to buy it, don't look at more footage of the game. It gets really weird, and best to be surprised from it.
Yeah, I did watch some reviews and some other little videos on it, but nothing that felt like it was spoiled. It only spoilered me when it mentioned the guy who made the game in his previous games. So since I had played Pony Island, and they were talking about in Inscription, I realized there's more to this than just this weird, scary looking card based game. There's going to be more levels to this, and I don't mean video game levels. I just mean levels of,
many layers.
Yeah, exactly. It's not surface.
Yeah. I'm looking at the trailer for Pony Island right now. Yeah, there's like you said, something in the background going on. look at your left hand while the right hand's doing something different.
Exactly.
I think of Doki Doki Literature Club. That game.
I have no idea.
Well, yeah, it's like it appears to be a visual novel going on, right? Mm-hmm. But there's something heinous going on in the background.
Yeah.
But you don't notice that until much later in the game. That type of thing going on, the psychological horror that's going on, but you don't realize it until it's way too late. You see little hints at the very beginning, and the hints get a little more prevalent throughout there, but you still have no idea what's going on.
Pony did that as well. Pony Island did that, and I imagine Inscription does it also. But Josh will be able to tell us that. Mm-hmm. You've enjoyed. How long is that, or have you finished it?
I haven't finished it yet. It's fairly long, simply because you have to beat a roguelike deck builder to get further.
Right.
So you can have luck, and you can have bad luck. So it can take a while.
Well, you've been playing that, and anything else? Have you jumped into?
Yes, I've been playing something else this weekend. Something that RJ would probably like to hear about.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
Elden Ring.
Yeah.
You were in the network test?
Yeah, I am. I still am. Yep.
Did you pay for that?
No, I just got the lucky draw.
Did you see where people are paying for that?
Oh, yes, and I've been thinking about not using my code.
They are spending hundreds of dollars on eBay to get a code to play the network test of Elden Ring.
Yeah, and the network test is like 4 bursts of 3 hours split across the weekend, so it's not very long either.
Has this ever happened before, to anybody's memory? Someone willing to pay top dollar to get into a network test? I never heard of that
I don't know
before.
I don't know about a network test.
They're paying it all.
There's been people who paid for like beta codes, or maybe you get into something and you get a friend code to give.
Okay.
And you could sell that off if somebody really wants to get into something. But I've never seen it in such a way as with this. But it also doesn't surprise me either.
Okay.
This is not. I see it happening. It's not something I would ever pay that kind of money for, just for a network test.
Right.
But I'm not surprised to see it.
Okay.
With the amount, with the fan base that is for From Software and what they do, and how long people have been waiting for this particular game, I am not surprised at all by the amount of people. Let me see. For as much as $450, you can buy access to the upcoming Elden Ring network test on eBay. So I guess $450 is the license. The price range is from $20 to $400. The sellers promise to share the code to download the early version of the game on consoles or give buyers access to their PlayStation and Xbox accounts with it already available to install.
They promise.
That's the whole point. Mm-hmm. It's a wing and a prayer, but people don't care. They're willing to pay it.
Well, they're willing to take the risk. Okay. Yeah.
To get that. So you're in it. So tell us? Can you talk about it?
Yeah, I can talk about it. I just can't stream it.
Yeah.
Right.
But I've been recording footage because the PlayStation is the recording is deactivated while you're using the app.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. System internally, they can do that nowadays.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a capture card, so I've been recording stuff.
There you go.
Well, I mean, what can you tell us about it? How do you like it?
It's very good. It's very good.
It's a network test, so are you running into bugs or anything like that? Is there something hitchy about it?
I've not really had much of a bug personally. I've seen some people having some problems here and there. It stutters sometimes, some visual glitches, but that's nothing too crazy, I think.
Wow.
It's definitely working better than some other betas I've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we got us an Elden Ring player. There you go.
Yes.
Do you have any questions for him? Because I know you play those games.
I played those games. Yeah. I mean, I saw the video of it. I mean, it feels like it's From Software with a touch-up. I mean, maybe some various improvements from the previous games they made.
Well, I mean, okay, Josh, you tell us. Now, you've played the previous games as well. What do you notice, or do you notice anything that is...
does anything stand out from the normal From Software experience in this
Not
game?
that it's got a new layer of paint on it, but what's different?
I think the big different thing is it basically is a culmination of all the software from software games they've been making since Demon's Souls. There's a little bit of everything in there.
Well,
you have jumping and posture from Sekiro. You have certain special abilities from Dark Souls 2. You can craft. You have a big open world to explore with lots of dungeons in it. I've been running around in this closed off little area of the network test, and in there alone I fought 10 bosses.
Good God. For those who don't know, fighting a boss in a From Software game is no easy feat. Or at least I'm sure it can be as you progress and level up and everything like that. But these are usually very giant bosses. They're usually very big, and there's usually a mechanic you have to follow, a pattern you have to follow in order to get in and get your strikes in. This comes from somebody who's never played a single game. I've only watched a video of it and listened to RJ talk about it.
Yeah.
So to know that you went through a dungeon where you had to fight 10.
Yeah, well, it's like I said, it's open world. It's like you have 5-6 different dungeons. You have some overworld bosses. You have something called a legacy dungeon, which is basically like an old level in Dark Souls from the structure with paths leading back and stuff like that, like you used to in Souls games. But then you have the open world where you can just run around, explore to your own leisure.
Okay. Any idea of how much space we're talking about with this open world? I mean, does it appear it's going to be a huge area from based on what you see in the network test?
People are saying this area alone is like maybe a sixth of the total map when the game releases.
Okay.
Yeah, but how big is that area, though? Do you know?
Well, if I'd had to guess, you can ride a horse now, and on horseback you need like a good 30 minutes to run around across everything without killing or touching anything.
Yeah,
it's pretty big.
Just a straight ride, no stopping or anything. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, standing fair, your stamina. How about weapon strength? Was that a factor in your playthrough? Because weapon strength was really something in Demon's Souls, but not so much in the later games.
You can't level the weapons very far, so you don't get much scaling with your stats. So it's pretty early.
Yeah.
But what I can say, they did a lot more with weapon arts from Dark Souls 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically, you can equip weapon arts on weapons now, and they can change the quality of a weapon as well. You can make a regular longsword. You can put a weapon skill on it that can cast a bolt of lightning. And then when you apply it to the weapon, you can pick whether it still scales like it used to, or if it now scales with faith, as an example.
Okay.
So you can customize your weapons to a degree, and it's called Ashes of War, not weapon art in this case. And you can re-equip them to other weapons like you want. You don't use it up, basically.
Okay. So it's not exclusive to a certain weapon. You can put it on any weapon you like?
Yeah, it's weapon classes. Like if you have a Ash of War that applies a special piercing attack, you can't use it on a hammer.
Okay.
But stuff like that. You have shield-specific ones that can put down an AoE that heals you or something like that.
Okay. Sounds good because there were times when in the Souls games where you used to be able to increase the defense of your outfits, your clothing, your shields, your things like that. But now,
Go ahead.
I was saying you could do it on your clothing, your armor, what you wore, and now you can just do it on your shields and weapons, not your actual outfit. So hopefully there's something they fixed about that in the game as well. But
I was curious. You had said that there was kind of a collaboration of like, here's everything we learned from these, and we're putting it all in here.
All the Souls games. Yeah.
What was pulled from Bloodborne, if you can think of anything?
Well, there is the arcane stat from Bloodborne, and people are suggesting that there will be some cosmic stuff going on later in the game, because there are some spells and spell descriptions and NPC dialogue in the network test that hint at something a little bit more cosmic.
Wow. Well, congrats on getting in there, man. That's fantastic. I mean, how long is this going on? Is it just this weekend, or is it over a span of different weekends?
So far, it's just this weekend, 2 more phases of 3 hours. Okay. But there probably will be an open network test somewhere down the line.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's one of the weird things, man. It's probably going to get a thing where they can pull in as many people as possible to test the network, and people are paying $400 some odd bucks to get into it right now as early as they can. When they know and that's the weird part. They know that this is only a chunk of what is not a full or complete game, and they know that they're going to have the whole thing ready to go at some point in the future. What is this schedule for release? Next year?
February 25th,
yeah.
I think.
Late February, yeah.
Which makes the question even more so. You just wait a few. People can't wait, can they?
You can't.
Okay. I'm looking up the collector's editions and things like that. Now, since it's a From Software title, I'm expecting the hardcover guides from God, I'm trying to think of the names.
Prima Games or whatever?
No, not Prima. It was something else. It's the people who know what they're doing. Like the ones who made the ones who.
So it ain't Prima.
Yeah, it was like the ones who made the Bloodborne hardcover and the Bayonetta hardcover. The one's like $500 on eBay right now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
You've got the internet in front of you there, friend.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But I'll do the searching if you would like while you talk about it.
I got it. Yeah, the Bloodborne. Strat Guide, the hardcover, the folks who made basically for the From Software games, really has some really elaborate.
That's the only reason I bought. That's the only reason I started buying guides.
Future Press.
Future Press.
That's it. When Future Press makes a Strat Guide, you pay attention to that.
Yeah, I only started buying guides for the especially the hardcovers is the only reason I would buy those. Yeah. Hardcovers just have this fantastic. I got the Breath of the Wild hardcover strategy guide.
Right.
Beautiful looking guide. I got the Mario Odyssey one, which was but and there's a few others I think that I have that were just some really good artwork that I never even used. But yeah.
Yeah, I was looking up the collector's edition of this game, and it's already available for pre-order, so that's something for me to think about.
Yeah, if you're lucky and you can get your hands on it, it's already sold out.
Yeah.
Is it available? Is this network test across just PlayStation, or is it over PlayStation, Xbox, or PC?
It's everything but PC. Basically.
Everything but PC and Switch, I would imagine.
Yeah.
That goes without saying. I understand, but look, they put GTA on Switch and Doom and Witcher, so who knows? Which, speaking of GTA, there's some news there to talk about if we get to it in time. Josh, thanks so much for coming on. Thanks so much for waiting. Was there any more you wanted to say about that before we go?
Well, I wanted to mention 2 more things about Elden Ring.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
2 quick things. One, you can't get invaded when you're playing solo. You have to do something to get invaded.
Yeah. Well, there was plenty of options you had to avoid being invaded in the other games. Yeah, you just
but now you don't have a penalty or anything.
Okay.
In other games, you had like max life more when you Ember in Dark Souls 3 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But now you just have to activate an item to get invaded if you want to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Okay.
And what else is also new is you can summon NPCs basically, but not like the NPC summons in the old games, but like mobs, enemies from the game, like 3 different wolves or a guy with a big sword, and they can help you in certain areas.
Oh, so you can summon
enemies
to be on your side.
Yeah, and you can find these summons as items, and then you can use them, and they cost focus points to use them, mana.
I think the only way I could do that was in Dark Souls 3 was a seed of a giant tree. When someone invaded you, you just use that, and all the enemies in the area would be attracted to both you and the invader. Used to be the invader would come in and you couldn't. The invader would just run through enemies because the enemies wouldn't detect him.
Right. You
drop that seed though, then suddenly they detect him. And the best time to use it was when you see an invader coming, run to an area that you know a mob is in, get behind them, and then when they run through thinking nothing's wrong, you drop the tree, and all of a sudden they're surrounded by an enemy. And they watch him get picked apart.
Yeah, but you're also affected by that, right?
Oh, they're focused on him. I'm a distance away.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, Josh, thanks so much, man, and we appreciate it, and hopefully we hear from you next week.
Yeah, hope so. See you.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Take care now.
Bye-bye. Yeah, we got to take a break. When we come back, I do want to hit some of these Black Friday deals just to let you know that there are some good deals coming. We don't have the full list. Hopefully by next weekend's show we will, because we'll need it. That's 1 week before Black Friday next weekend. So we're going to talk about that. We'll try and hit that GTA. We'll try and hit all this new stuff that we can. I had a lot of it that we've got here. Music here from a game that is, by the way, going to be on sale for a pretty steep discount coming up for Black Friday. And again, we'll go over it. It's a game that just released not too long ago. In fact, I think it released last month. It's from Ubisoft. It's called Riders Republic. It's where you bike, ski, skate, and whatever.
I still think SSX.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, this is called Welcome to the Republic. We'll be right back with more in-game chat after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. We don't have very long to go to talk about a bunch of stuff, which means it's probably going to roll over into next week if I can ever get around to it.
Yep.
Music here from a game called Glaylancer. It was on the Mega Drive.
Glaylancer.
It apparently got some release on modern machines, maybe as a remaster or something, but that's the music I found for it. Glaylancer.
Glaylancer reprint?
Maybe, yeah.
Spell that G-L-E-Y?
G-L-E-Y, then, Lancer. So, yeah. Wasn't sure if you would know that or not. Let's see what we've got. I wanted to go over some of the Black Friday deals. And I've got those pulled up here. If this will load for me while I try to do that. Oh, man. I miss not having this thing in front of the laptop in front of me here.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's anything. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, $20 at Best Buy, $10 for Black Flag or Syndicate or Unity. Back 4 Blood, which released last month,
$60.
$25 at Walmart on Black Friday. Battlefield 2042, which only recently came out, will be down to $50 at business that I don't think we have any around here. Is it Meyer? M-E-I-J-E-R?
Meyer?
Is that what that is? Maybe? I don't know. We don't have one around here, so I'm not very familiar with it.
Yeah, mail order.
Yeah, Call of Duty Vanguard will be $60 or $50 there at those places. Is this all for? Let's see. for the PS5. Yeah, there are differences here.
Console-specific prices.
Yeah. If you're buying previous gen, next gen, that sort of thing. What else do we have? Deathloop. Deathloop came out in October, maybe?
Recently.
It was very recent. Walmart will have it for $25. $25.
Walmart has a tendency to do that, I noticed. Walmart and Kmart would have tendencies to have electronic prices off a lot. They're so big they don't have anyone to look at the prices properly. Yeah. So y'all don't know what you're selling or something sometimes.
Let's see. Far Cry 6 will be down to $35. This is Ubisoft. This is typical of what Ubisoft does. They'll release a game. It doesn't matter how close to Black Friday it was. It'll get a discount on Black Friday. They do not care. What else do we have here? There was another one. Guardians of the Galaxy, the one that I'm looking for. Walmart's going to have it for $35. Mayer, whatever, will have it for $30. So I'm curious which way Target, Best Buy, I'm curious which way they're going to go with it. $30 for that game. Even $35, probably okay with. Hot Wheels Unleashed, another title I was looking for. Walmart's going to have it for $25. Isn't that great? Oh, man. It's fun. Well, I say it's fun to wait. Not really, but it's fun to wait when you see prices like this and you realize you didn't spend $60 on it. What do you...
Spell the name again.
Meijer.
Grocery store.
Maybe there's a grocery store. Walmart's a grocery store.
Yeah, after it was a super center. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying it's
all right. My groceries, pharmacy, electronics, home, and style. Okay.
There you go.
Based in the Midwest.
It's like a Midwest Walmart.
Midwest
but then again,
Walmart,
Walmart's already Midwest, so I don't understand. But anyway,
Midwest,
yeah.
I thought Walmart's like everywhere.
Well, it is, but it's based out of Arkansas, so which I don't. You might count that as the South. I don't know. Hot Wheels Unleashed, $25. Immortals: Phoenix Rising, which came out last year, you can get that for $15 this year. There's another one here. Mario Party Superstars will just have $10. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, the one that collects all the Mass Effects all together, will be down to $25 at Walmart. That came out earlier this year.
I've never played Mass Effect.
I'm looking at that one as maybe picking that one up, actually. I did not play 1 and I did not play 3, but I had a lot of fun with 2. So I'm looking at maybe jumping into those. MLB The Show, $20.
Sports title. It'll be a sports title by the time the new one comes out. It'll be.
I bring that up only for the fact that you're playing it, but that you've got it. Let's see, what else do we have here?
Lara's asking about a game.
What does he got here?
Which one?
He wants to know if you see Tales of Arise.
Tales of Arise. I haven't gotten down to the T's just yet. I do not see Tales of Arise. I apologize. There is no Tales of Arise just yet. Again, Target hasn't released anything. Best Buy hasn't released anything. The Walmart scan that we got was just 2 pages. Those 2 pages meant that online only for Black Friday, for I think Thanksgiving night or something like that, online only, they will have PS5s and Xbox Series X's available online only. I would love to tell you that hey, there's a good chance. I've tried to buy one of those consoles from Walmart. Wendy and I both have. It ain't fun. You get stuck in loops. You get stuck in loading pages that take forever. It's not good. It's not good.
Everyone's got the same idea. So.
Yeah. Your chances are, I don't know what your chances are going to be, but they're offering that. Then there was a lot of stuff that they had laid out, and we've gone over some of the stuff that they have here that are going to be on sale for you. But there were other games that were listed that says price revealed on Black Friday that day or something like that. They said it'll be on sale, but they would not release a price for what that was in the scan. And this was old school scan, man. This was somebody shot a picture of it, or it looked like you could see the paper texture of whatever it was that they were showing us.
Right.
Normally now they just release this stuff digitally. You just go and it's a little scroll through on their website or whatever. It used to be it used to be like treasure hunting, like trying to seek out and find something. Now it's just you wait for them to release it because they don't hide it anymore. They just wait a while before it ever comes out. So Watchdogs Legion, which came out last year, $15 this year for you. I'm trying to see if there was anything else that was on this list that was such a... Riders Republic came out, I don't know, a few weeks back. Back in October, $25 for you. Resident Evil Village, which came out earlier... No, that was last year? Or was that this year?
Village?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say recent, but not...
Isn't Village the one with the
big vampire lady?
Yeah.
May 1st.
Okay, $20 at Walmart.
Yeah. Haven't even started playing it yet.
If you want to pick that up, $20 for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking for Ratchet and Clank. I'm looking for Returnal. I'm looking for, well, I mentioned Hot Wheels Unleashed, Guardians of the Galaxy. Mass Effect Legendary Edition was one that came up as well that I was kind of curious about also. So there's a couple of things that I'm looking for on the list to see how low they're gonna go, and then make my decision there if I'm gonna get them or not. But anyway, it's getting later. I wish I could have gotten to the GTA stuff. Just know that whoever did the trilogy edition for all these console releases that they just did, left a whole lot of stuff in the game they shouldn't have. The PC folks got a hold of it. Commentary from the devs, which they would write notes in the code and say, why is this here? What is this doing? Blah, blah, blah. There was that they found. There were licensed music tracks that while you can access them in the game, they are still in the code for the game. They are still there. You can still extract them. Even though they're not there because they lost the license to them, it's still in the game. You remember Hot Coffee?
I was about to ask you, did Hot Coffee make it in there?
It made it in there.
Why not?
They have pulled the game off PC
Too late.
because of this problem. It is an amazing oversight for a company like Rockstar that really shouldn't be doing this. But
money grab, rush job.
I don't necessarily know about that. I think it seems more like they didn't vet the company they were going to use, and even when it came time to release, they didn't look over everything. They didn't kind of go through it and say, take this out. We got to fix this. It's like they just...
Quality control fail.
Yeah, it's like they came back and said, here's your remaster. And Rockstar was like, thanks, guys. See you later. Here, push this out to the stores. Not, hey, we need to go over and approve this, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. But we have to go. Thanks, everybody, for joining us in the chat room. Thanks for everybody who called in, Crawdad and Chris and Josh as well, who called in. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate it. We're going to be back next week, hopefully with more Black Friday stuff here and a lot more news for you. I'll try and tone down the recap of what I played.
Because you ramble.
Of course I ramble.
You ramble.
You know I do.
No, keep rambling. It's part of your charm.
Ramble on.
All right, folks. Here is music from a game called Insomnis. It's the theme called A Night into Darkness. We'll be back next week with more of In-Game Chat. Y'all have a good one.
Mm-hmm.